Hello trader, hope that you had an enjoyable trading week. Past week was NFP and we are starting with the second week of the month and expecting this week as well the market to move as there was NFP release. Now first of all, let's quickly look at NFP. In this weekly Forex forecast, I will try to present what I think that the market might be doing in the upcoming week from multi-time frame perspective and from the technical analysis. Now if we look at the chart here, first of all, let's look at the news data has come out. Now NFP came out to be all the red figures. So all these four data came out to be negative for DXY. We see that average hourly earnings forecast was 0.3%, came out to be 0.2%. Non-farm employment change, there was a huge downside on this data. And if we look at the unemployment rate, we can see that the forecast was 3.8%. Data has come out to be 3.9. And finally, ISM service PMI as well, we saw that there was a drop in this data. So all these four definitely may contribute to the drop on DXY. So keeping this fundamental in mind, so now let's look at the technical aspect on DXY. And also I will be doing all those analysis one by one. Traders, make sure that you stick till the end to see how we will be doing this week and also what is our analysis. Before I begin and progress further, make sure that you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press that bell notification so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. So with that said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay traders, so let's begin first of all DXY, as DXY will give us a bit more clearer picture of most of the USD pairs including gold. Starting with the monthly chart, and because monthly, weekly, higher time frame will give you clear direction, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. So looking at the monthly chart on DXY, we can see that back to back 4 months DXY was in a bullish momentum and the price has reached this resistance level. And this month we can see that from this level there was a strong breakdown on the monthly on DXY, and with this breakdown currently the price in a deeper pullback that we have seen with the data came out, and because of that we see there was a big drop with NFP. And this is just the first week of the month. Still we have 25 days for this candle to move on. And what I think that as already the market has made its move down, any kind of pullback always we could see the whole month the price might try to push downside, as this is a very strong resistance, and later we might see the biases to the downside as the liquidity in this zone. So dropping down to the weekly to see a bit more clearer picture. Now from the weekly candlestick pattern, first of all, if we look at the market structure on the weekly, we can see that there was a clean 3 waves, which is the bullish wave, followed by we have seen a breakdown here. Now the market structure on the weekly is still bullish, but if we look at the price action candlestick pattern, we see that this is the weekly candle, and this weekly candle has crossed the previous weekly doji's high, which is a very important phenomena as there is a liquidity above this level, and also it formed a lower high with this weekly, another weekly doji. So this is the sign that here there has been liquidity trigger, and above this level, if I draw this resistance here, if you closely look at here, you can see this is a very important level of resistance. And from that zone in the past we have seen there was a huge breakdown on DXY to this support level, and we have seen from this level the market has trended to the upside. Now with this weekly candle formation, as this is a bearish candle, what I think that this week the price might keep pushing down to create a new lower low. Now if I look at a support level on this doji, as this is the weekly doji, if the price even going up here for a pullback, that is the level that we might see the price is retesting and potentially getting a rejection, and that's where the good area for potential selling opportunity on DXY. And if this price reject from this level, then we might see that the price again coming back to this support. This support is also a very important liquidity zone. Now looking at the daily chart on DXY, we can see that from the daily, this daily candle last day of trading week, that's the NFP candle, there was a gap opening with a bit of pullback and a complete breakdown with this long wick candle. Now this is also a very important neckline. If I look at here was a, you can see this is the daily chart, and there was quite a few times of consolidation and manipulation to the upside. So basically the price has grabbed the multiple times, created a false breakout. After creating multiple false breakout, the market managed to break down. There was a gap opening here as well. So all of this giving a very strong momentum for DXY towards the downside. Now at the same time, this daily gap opening, this is also a very strong level of resistance, where we saw that the weekly resistance level as well. So there could be initial upside on DXY with the market open or first day or second day, and this level is important. And I think that if the price is going up, especially testing this gap opening or potentially breaking that high, will be a very good area to see the market to drop to this level. And as we can see, there was quite a few bullish wave to the upside. After this strong vertical movement, there has been a breakdown. There is a high chance that now DXY will come to break this low here, which may lead this price to the downside. So we can expect lower time frame trend to remain bearish on DXY. Now if you look at here, we can see that this is a very strong impulse correction, and the market is now maintaining downtrending market structure. So this resistance level that we have drawn on DXY is quite significant. As you can see, quite a few narrow candle on the intraday time frame, and that's the zone that is a bearish pressure liquidity zone. So this could be the wave this week on DXY, and these are the zones that we can look for potential bullish and bearish trading opportunity. And I think that it's always good idea to stick to the direction of the trend. So we will be looking to see DXY showing this kind of pattern, and based on that we will be looking to enter trade in USD pairs. As we could see that DXY is bearish, that might be mirroring with euro dollar and a USD and GBPUSD. So now let's look at GBPUSD based on that analysis. So again, we will be looking to see the bigger picture from the monthly on GBPUSD. Now GBPUSD from the monthly perspective, after back-to-back quite a few months of drop, last month we have seen GBPUSD has formed a long wick candle. Now if we look at a technical perspective of this move, this is the impulse, and we have seen that GBPUSD first has broken to the upside and formed a long wick candle. Now we saw that the market has broken to the downside, also form a long wick candle, and the price grabbed liquidity from both sides. So therefore we saw an impulse, a correction, and we can expect it to remain bullish towards the upside. Looking at the weekly chart to see a bit of clear picture here, we can see that as we are expecting DXY initially to pull back and then to remain bearish. So if we look at the GBPUSD, we see there is a long bullish engulf around the weekly, followed by last week's candle is a gap opening with a long wick at the top. So this support is absolutely important, as there is a gap opening and waiting for GBPUSD for the price to retest and then to bounce up to fill that long wick at the top. Now looking at the daily chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is the daily chart on GBPUSD. There is an impulse here on GBPUSD followed by a narrow correction. What we can see here, there is a red candle on GBPUSD followed by back-to-back 3 dojis here. Now this daily doji is absolutely important because there is a long wick at the top and it's also a rejection. So initially this candle represents rejection of higher price in this downtrend. So what I think that initially we might see the price trying to break below, and at the same time we see that series of higher low here. So these levels, as there is an imbalance in that area on GBPUSD, is an important zone. And if we look at the lower time frame price action, and this is where I would like to see that GBPUSD, pardon me, is breaking down, as we saw a very strong rejection followed by a narrow doji. Therefore, there could be downside on GBPUSD initially, as we are expecting DXY to go up for a pullback. That might be mirroring on GBPUSD, and this zone, there is a long wick rejection, either to test this support or to test around 50% of this level. Now the level that we have drawn here is in fact an order block. If you closely look at it, you can see that there was a big drop on the intraday followed by double bottom formation and a breakout, and we saw a long wick rejection, so which is in fact a very important area of value. So this level can be retested, and what I think that could be an area where we can look for potential entry opportunity on GBPUSD. Now depending on the time frame that we will be trading, this is the wave that we will be trying to follow on GBPUSD if the market is doing, and I think that the price might remain in that direction bullish. As we have seen already big rejection, we need to see that the prices come down for a deeper pullback before bouncing up. Now let's look at AUD/USD. Now looking at the monthly chart on AUD/USD, we can see that from the monthly AUD/USD monthly price action, we see it's currently bullish. Now first week of the month, AUD/USD has made significant bullish momentum. Now if I look at this overall picture on AUD/USD, we see that there is a big impulse, back-to-back 2 months of bullish impulse followed by there's another red long wick red, so quite a few monthly long wick candle followed by this month. We see that AUD/USD has bounced to the upside. Now this bounce represents potential future bullish move on AUD/USD. Now there is a resistance here, and I think that the price will try to retest that level. Already the market in the first week we saw significant bullish momentum. Now if we look at the AUD/USD, we can see a red candle, long wick doji, red candle and green candle. So basically here is a consolidation, and which is basically a reversal pattern here with a long wick candle giving a very high momentum for AUD/USD. So therefore any downside will be an opportunity for going long on AUD/USD from the monthly. Now looking at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a bullish engulfer followed by this week from a middleman, and this is also a bullish price action. And this weekly close, we can see that it left a bit of wick at the top, so which is basically representing potential pullback. So any drop on AUD/USD, especially this above this weekly high, is a strong support on AUD/USD, and any drop will be looking to go long on AUD/USD. Now if I look at the daily chart on AUD/USD, we can see that this is the daily chart, and with this impulse, a deep correction, which is basically this red candle, is a complete manipulation, which is a sign that AUD/USD might remain bullish for long term, because this red candle was a complete manipulation and retest of this support, where there is also false breakdown. The way it has broken, it looked like the AUD/USD will drop, but instead it bounced up, so there has been a bit of trigger here. So if you look at the past to this level, we can see it's a very strong support here, support here, support here, and also this is the support here. Now when we saw this kind of manipulation happen in the past on AUD/USD in that area from the same support level, and we saw that there is a big move happen from this zone. Now we see that the same support level is being manipulated, therefore we could see continuation to the upside for bigger move. And we already see 3 days of bullish move. Any kind of pullback, this is support again on AUD/USD on the daily lower time frame. This is where the price might be coming to retest. And if you look at this intraday bullish trend, we can see that it was trending with a strong momentum. The price was creating series of higher high and higher low. Now therefore in this area on AUD/USD, we'll be looking to see the prices broken below and then giving us that entry opportunity. So initial downside expecting on AUD/USD, and these are the levels that you can look for potential entry opportunity based on the time frame you will be trading with us. Let's see how the market is doing. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Now you have seen that euro dollar was an incredible past week. You have seen a very strong trend on euro dollar. So let's look at first of all monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. Now from the monthly we can see that euro dollar is also bullish. With the monthly candle we can see there is a big drop here, and with this drop the price has come to this support level. So this is the support here, and what we can see the price from the monthly with this bullish move on euro dollar. So far the price has made significant bullish move, therefore any drop like the EURUSD or GBPUSD, any pullback will be an opportunity to go long on euro dollar, as it is currently showing bullish momentum. And we have seen there was a big impulse correction expecting it to go up and retest this level again. Dropping down to the weekly chart to see clear picture, we can see that from the weekly there is a weekly narrow doji followed by weekly bullish candle, and this week we saw the market has come down and again has formed a bullish middleman. Now with this middleman formation, euro dollar has created a candle that is I would consider as a bullish candle, because this candle, if you look at this significant support that we can see, also support here, and also support here, a very important level. The candle closed above on the weekly, and we'll be waiting for the price to drop and then to retest and then to continue to the upside as the price showing potential bullish momentum. Now looking at the daily chart from the weekly and daily, we see that euro dollar trend is showing promisingly bullish. Now this drop on euro dollar, if you look at on this daily chart, it's a clean bearish drop, and the market now trending to the upside. So when you see a clean move and the market trends with a multiple liquidity grab, is the sign that this market ultimately will go back to that resistance level. So if you apply that principle on euro dollar, we can see that this is the resistance level, and from this zone a clean breakdown with no green candle in the middle, so which is basically a clean bearish impulse, has broken all this support. And now when the price is returning to the upside, we see multiple manipulation. There's one here, and every time the market is manipulating, so that's the sign that the price is gathering liquidity from the support, and the price may remain bullish in the upcoming future or in the upcoming week. So with that in mind, if you look at this daily chart, daily candlestick pattern, we see there is a long wick, and there is also a rejection from the top. Now due to this rejection, initially we might see euro dollar is coming back down, and this is an imbalance, the zone that a very important area. If the price is retesting or coming to that zone, the buyers might try to buy. And as a a trader who always try to trade with institutional trader, we will be looking for entry in that direction. So if we look at our liquidity candle, we can see that from intraday there is a liquidity candle formation here, and as you have seen, we had a massive trade from that zone in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Now in that zone we see the price is heading. What we could see that ultimately the price might try to retest, either breaking this low or creating a higher low. We might see that euro dollar is again getting a rejection from here. So this is a very, very important level. As you can see from the 4 hour, there is a 20 EMA, there is a liquidity candle, and also there is a strong bullish trend, and also this is the weekly and monthly support level. So this is the zone that I would like to see that euro dollar has retested. So what I think that the market might be doing something like that, and these are the areas that we will be looking for potential entry for bearish or bullish based on the time frame that we will be looking to trade. So now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity currently we have in this instrument. So looking at dollar CAD, we can see that from the bigger picture perspective, from the monthly chart on dollar CAD, we can see there is a monthly bearish pressure here. So far from the monthly, this is the monthly candle, followed by, we can see there is a strong rejection from the monthly perspective. If we look at this monthly candle, so far in the first week we saw a drop, and also at the same time the price retested this support. So let's see from the weekly how the price is evolving. Now if I look at the weekly chart on dollar CAD, we can see that there is a long week doji. Now this weekly long week doji is quite significant. As you can see, there is a high liquidity zone, and with this high liquidity zone, the price has got a very long week rejection, expecting dollar CAD to remain bearish. As we see, there is a liquidity trigger, and we could see the price now coming down to this support level from the weekly perspective. As this zone is quite significant, we have seen a very sharp rejection with a long week candle. Now looking at the daily chart, what we can see on dollar CAD, this is the daily pin bar, and overall this is a trend line, this is a support level on dollar CAD. So if we look at this support on dollar CAD, support here, support here, support here, support here. Now with this support, what we can see on dollar CAD, very important level of support, expecting for the price again to come down for a retest. Now if you look at this pin bar from the daily on dollar CAD, this pin bar is a rejection, but at the same time it left an imbalance in that area. So we have seen that there is a liquidity grab, a drop, there's another liquidity grab, a drop. So therefore what we can see in this zone, expecting for the price initially break this resistance and then to drop back down here to this support. Now from the daily, you can see there is a clean support. This is a very strong trend line. From this support, every time the market is coming down, getting a very sharp rejection. So we will be waiting on dollar CAD for the price to break and then to come down to retest this support level. Now looking at the intraday perspective here on dollar CAD, we can see that from the intraday time frame, this is where the price has got a very sharp rejection. You can see this is a big move followed by a very strong drop, is giving a probability for dollar CAD to remain bearish. Now last session we saw a bit of pullback. Now what we will be waiting with the market open to see dollar CAD has formed any kind of long week candle or anything can give dollar CAD another probability to drop in that direction. So this is the zone that we might see dollar CAD is trading, and if we see dollar CAD has broken below, we might see again moving to the upside. So this could be the wave on dollar CAD based on the technical perspective. Now let's look at gold, and then also we'll be looking at GBP, JPY, and dollar yen, and also other instrument. Now before we progress with gold analysis, traders, if you want to join our recommended broker, you can find link below this video. This is the link that you can click, and then you can register. You can fund your account to start trading by joining our recommended broker. Also, you have a very high advantage of receiving all our exclusive offers, as well as when you are in the academy, you can also copy my trade completely for free. So you can use that link today to register and then start trading. So let's begin with gold analysis. Okay, traders, so let's begin with gold now, as starting with the monthly chart. Now, if we look at the overall picture in the monthly on gold, we can see that this is a long-term bullish market. If you look at overall picture in this market, we can see that there is a huge impulse followed by correction, another impulse followed by an inverted head and shoulder formation, and then complete breakout from this inverted head and shoulder. Now previous monthly candle on gold, we can see there is a long wick at the top with a healthy body. Now as a result, this month we can see that once the market opened after initial pullback, we see there is a bounce. Now the way so far in the first week, we have seen that gold candle, this is also a bullish price action, because this candle has still long wick at the top. So the possibility if the market drop to go up is higher than the lower. Now if we look at the weekly chart to see a bit more clearer picture, we can see that back to back 2 weeks of pullback. Now also overall market structure on gold, we can see this is an impulse here, a very narrow correction, another impulse, back to back 2 weeks of correction. Now we can see a pattern here, a strong impulse, very small correction, another impulse, bigger correction. So we can expect now another impulse from the buyers to create a new higher high. Now looking at the daily chart on gold, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is where we can see the price is forming series of lower high in that zone on the daily, and this is a resistance level here on gold. And what we could see, if you closely look at this daily candle, there is a doji here, and the price has broken that support from this long wick candle. What I think that now gold might try to test this support before bouncing up to the upside. As we can see that there is a support here, and this support on gold from the daily, this is where there is a big bullish engulfer, and we can see the market was trending to the upside, creating series of higher high and higher low. And with that uptrend, we have seen a complete local breakdown. What I think that now the price, as this candle is forming long wick dojis here, we could see that the price will try to retest this daily support, and below this candle, this bullish engulfer, the market left huge liquidity, and we could see that gold is coming down to break that zone, to grab the liquidity, and then bouncing back towards the upside to create a new higher high. So looking at the further lower time frame, we can see that there is a manipulation here. During the NFP, we saw that the market didn't trend. Instead, we have seen a breakout and a breakdown, both sides long wick candles. What we could see on gold now, for the price to again to drop, to retest and to fill that imbalance in the market. And also we can see there is a narrower zone here. So if you look at again overall picture, we see the series of lower high formation, and lower low formation. So we could see the bias still might remain to the downside with a bit in a sideways movement, and this support, once it is broken, we could see the market again bouncing off this level. Now if we look at the 1 hour chart and the lower time frame, in that zone I will be waiting for the price to see or show us potential sign for entry. What I think that if the price managed to break to the upside, this is where we could see potential downside and then continuation to the upside. So this could be the wave on gold, and based on the technical aspect of this, we will be looking for entry opportunity in the market. Traders, if you're enjoying this analysis, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And in addition to that, if you want to join our academy to trade with us, to learn our strategies, also you can find link below this video. So we had an NFP sale past week which is ending tonight, and still the coupon is valid for you. If you haven't joined yet, you can use this coupon. You can find link below this video. So once you visit the website, click join now button, then you will be able to join and access that everything we have in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. So with that said, let's look at now yen pair, looking at GBP JPY. Looking at the GBP JPY from the monthly chart, we can see that from the monthly, this is a long-term bullish market on GJ, and with this long-term bull market, we can see the price this month so far has a rejection from the top. Now this rejection might be a long-term downside here. What I think that, as you can see, this is the monthly price, and the price already has broken this very significant level of resistance, and after break of this resistance has got a rejection. We might see that now for long term the price might try to break below this support before bouncing to the upside. So we could see that a bit of bearish price action for long term perspective on GBP JPY. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can see a complete rejection after this previous weekly bullish move, and that rejection has grabbed that massive liquidity in that area. So we could see that on GBP JPY for the price to come down and then to retest before bouncing to the upside on GJ. Now if I look at the daily chart, on GBP JPY, we can see that there is a potential reversal pattern here. There is a double top formation and breakdown from that double top with a huge red move here on GJ. And what we can see that this is a very narrower candle on the daily. We'll be waiting for the price to go ahead and retest and then to reject to the downside. And I think that as we see, there is a double top formation that's looking like a reversal pattern, and we might see that a head and shoulder formation here, and with that head and shoulder formation we could see that GJ is coming down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the intraday time frame on GBP JPY, what we can see from the intraday perspective, there is a big drop here followed by a stronger pullback, and we have seen another drop. In this zone there is a narrow correction here. The price action here is highly bearish. What we will be waiting on GJ for the price to go ahead, retest, and then to reject to the downside, and this is the zone that we might find trading opportunity. The way the market has broken is showing potential bearish pressure in that area. So any price action confirmation, we can look for potential selling opportunity on GJ. Now let's look at dollar yen to see what kind of opportunity we have. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the monthly perspective on dollar yen, this is the monthly impulse here, and followed by this month. So you can see that once market open in the first week, there is a significant drop. Now with the weakness on DXY, we see that on dollar yen also there is a bearish pressure, as we are expecting GJ also to drop back below the support. I think dollar yen also might remain bearish in the upcoming months. If we look at the weekly chart, we can see there is a complete breakdown from the weekly perspective from this resistance level with a huge bearish engulfer. Therefore, we could see that the price is remaining bearish on dollar yen for long-term perspective. Now, looking at the daily chart, we can see that there is a clean double top formation with a very strong momentum in it, and followed by last day of trading week a candle with a healthy body with a long wick at the bottom on dollar yen. And what we could see that on the dollar yen for the price after pullback, we might see the price is coming down to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the lower time frame price action on dollar yen, we can see that this is a bearish move followed by a pullback and another breakdown, and where we can see that with this breakdown, this is a very important level of support. And as you can see from this zone, there was a move, again retest, another pullback, but we see that every time the bulls getting weaker and weaker, and finally we have seen break of this support here, which is turning resistance. And with this support turn resistance, what we could see a retest and then continuation to the downside. So these are the levels that we can look for potential trading opportunity. Now if dollar yen changes the trend, we might see that the price is coming back to this support level. So now let's look at WTI and also the US30. Now WTI, looking at the monthly chart, we can see that from the monthly there is a long bearish pin bar on the monthly, and this is the monthly candle on WTI. And with this monthly candle so far a big drop, and what I think that as we can see back to back 3 months of bullish move, the market started to drop, and we could see that the price is coming back down to this support level again, as we see there is a rejection here creating a series of lower high. If we look at the weekly chart on WTI, we can see that from the weekly perspective, this is a complete breakdown on the weekly on WTI, and with this breakdown there is a, as you can see, it is a very narrow correction followed by another breakdown. It's a complete breakdown from the weekly with a long healthy body, expecting WTI to remain bearish to this support level. Now if I look at the daily chart on WTI, what we can see from the daily, that this is a daily support completely broken, and we see a complete change of local uptrend to the global downtrend. So this is a local uptrend. A long-term trend we saw that in WTI is bearish, so we see that the price has changed its long-term trend towards the downside. Now we see that there is a doji here, and with this doji the market has formed series of lower high in that area. So we will be waiting for WTI to go up for a pullback and then to continue to drop. Now looking at the intraday time frame here, we can see that there is a bearish pin bar, and this candle is a complete liquidity grab from this level, and we will be waiting for this price to remain bearish. As you can see, this is a complete liquidity grab from this important resistance level. If we see that the price has gone up for another pullback, we can look for entry, especially if the price break any of this resistance. We will be looking for selling opportunity on WTI. Now let's look at indices, starting with the US30. Now looking at the US30, we can see that from the looking at the monthly chart, there is a huge monthly impulse followed by past month we have seen a breakdown. So this breakdown, this monthly candle, we saw that has come to this support level, and with this support level there is a bounce on US30. Now with this bounce, what we can see, the market has made so far significant movement to the upside. What we can see that this drop on US30 is a complete manipulation which might give US30 further continuation, as the long-term trend is up. A drop with a longer candle may continue to rise again to the upside from the monthly perspective. Now, looking at the weekly chart on US30, we can see that weekly bullish candle here there is a support level with a liquidity grab here on US30. And with this liquidity grab, this is a bullish candle with a massive liquidity grab here. And what we could see that US30 for the price to keep pushing high to create a new higher high. As we see the market also, this is the weekly candle with a significant liquidity grab in it, can give a potential momentum to the upside. Now, if I look at the daily chart on US30, we can see that from the daily, this is the daily, there's a big move followed by a pullback. This is the support here on the daily, and with this support we can see that there was a liquidity grab and complete breakout from this support level. Now what we can see, there is a gap opening in that area, and with this gap opening, the market showing a potential upside. What we could see that a retest that can give a potential inverted head and shoulder, and then 10 continuation towards the upside on US30. Now looking at even further lower time frame, we can see that there is a local uptrending market structure which can give us potential entry, especially this level is quite significant as this is an order block in that area. If we see that US30 managed to break below, will be a very good area for potential price action confirmation, for potential bullish move towards the upside on US30. Now let's look at Nasdaq. Looking at the monthly chart on Nasdaq, we can see that from the monthly perspective, this is the monthly price action on Nasdaq. There is an impulse here followed by a correction, and we can see another impulse on Nasdaq. Now what we can see from the monthly, this is a complete breakdown on Nasdaq from the monthly as well, and we can see that this is a move here, a big bullish move followed by one candle drop, basically has given a momentum for further upside as there has been huge liquidity trigger on the monthly. Now if we look at the weekly chart on Nasdaq, we can see that from the weekly, the price has broken this support here on Nasdaq, and with this break of support, back to back quite a few red candle to this support level, the price has broken that low, grabbed that liquidity, and then we can see the price started to bounce back towards the upside on Nasdaq. Now with this break to the upside, what we can see, the price might keep pushing high again. As we can see, there is a momentum gain, break of structure, giving a high probability for Nasdaq to remain bullish for long-term perspective along this line. Now let's look at the daily chart to see how the market is evolving. Now from the daily, this is the daily move on Nasdaq, a complete breakdown, a pullback, and another breakdown, but we saw a series of higher low formation on Nasdaq. And with that series of higher low formation, what we can see that the market currently breaking out of this level where there is a resistance line. We can see this is a support here, turning resistance here, and from that zone, what we can expect on Nasdaq after a pullback to continue to move back towards the upside. Now looking at the lower time frame price action, we can see on Nasdaq, this is a bullish trend creating series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market. And with this bullish trend, this is a very important liquidity zone. So any break below this level on Nasdaq, we will be looking for potential entry opportunity, and I think that the market might remain bullish for long-term perspective on Nasdaq. So as soon as you will find suitable entry, you can look for going long. Traders, hope that you enjoyed this weekly Forex forecast. I really appreciate your support to the channel by giving a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this analysis. Also, you can check out the link below this video in the description for joining our academy to exclusively access all my courses, strategies, trading tools, as well as to trade with me every single day in the market. So with that said, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon again trading live together or in the next analysis.